Do you remember the last time she looked at you?
Like you were the man she deeply desired.
Not that casual, routine glance,
But that deep look, the one that silently said, "With him, I feel alive," that fire in her eyes that made you feel unstoppable.
Now stop and think. When was the last time you saw that look? Maybe it was weeks ago.
Maybe months, maybe
Years.
But here's the strangest part. When it started to fade, you didn't even notice.
At first, it was just small changes. She laughed less at your jokes. Conversations got shorter. Kisses
Became quicker.
and slowly, you stopped being her priority. But instead of reacting, you just adapted. You started thinking it was normal.
Started convincing yourself. Relationships just change over time. But here's a truth no one ever told you. She didn't change. You did.
Or rather,
Something inside you faded. And she was the first to feel it. Yes, because women feel it. They're like emotional antennas.
they sense the shift long before you realize what's happening.
And what she sensed was that your masculine energy, that raw, present, powerful force, was no longer there. She didn't see the man she once fell for. She saw someone physically present,
But energetically absent. And that.
kills the connection.
But the cruelest part, it wasn't your fault.
No one warned you. No one taught you how to keep that fire alive.
Today, you're going to discover why so many men are losing the core of what makes them magnetic, and why it's happening without anyone noticing.
By the end of this video, you'll understand the real reason she lost interest and what you can do today, right now.
To make her look at you again the way she used to, or better yet, with even more desire.
You didn't wake up one day and just lose your edge. There wasn't a moment when you said, "Today I am going to stop being the man I was." No, it happened in silence, like a light switch turning off in a room you didn't even know was lit.
It started small,
You began hitting the snooze button more often.
not because you were lazy, but because your body felt heavier. Mornings became dull. Focus became harder. And that inner spark, it dimmed. Your workouts got shorter, or stopped altogether.
You told yourself you were just busy. You'd get back to it next week. Libido.
It wasn't gone, but it wasn't like before. You started to notice that your desire wasn't leading anymore. It was being dragged.
By routine.
And then came the biggest shift, the one most men miss. You stopped initiating, not just in the bedroom, but in life. You stopped taking the lead.
Stopped making decisions with confidence. Stopped walking into a room with that energy that says, "I'm here, and I know exactly who I am." That's what she felt. She didn't miss your abs. She didn't care that you didn't plan a weekend getaway.
What she missed was your presence.
That raw, grounded, masculine presence that makes a woman feel safe and alive at the same time.
And when that disappeared, so did her fire. But again, none of this is your fault. Because what you were losing wasn't motivation, wasn't discipline, wasn't testosterone even. What you were losing was your flow of masculine energy, the silent force that drives everything. And here's the scary part. Most men go their whole lives not knowing this even exists.
They try to fix the symptoms, take stimulants,
Drink more coffee, force themselves into the gym.
fake confidence, but they never go to the root, because no one told them.
There's a biological mechanism deep inside every man that, when blocked, shuts down everything. Desire, drive, clarity, dominance.
Masculine magnetism.
And that's exactly what's been slowly turning off inside you.
The good news,
You can turn it back on.
but first,
You need to understand what's really blocking it.
here's the brutal truth. Most men walking around today are not weak by nature. They're weakened by design. You're not broken.
You've been broken down slowly, strategically, and silently. Think about it. From the moment you hit adulthood, everything around you started pulling you in the opposite direction of your masculine nature. Your diet,
Full of processed garbage that tanks your energy and messes with your hormones.
your lifestyle,
Sedentary, screen-based, overstimulated.
your mindset, rewired by social media, fast dopamine, and fake masculinity models. You're praised for being nice, but punished for being strong.
They tell you to be more sensitive, but laugh when you show emotion. They say men should lead, but shame you when you do. And every time you try to reclaim your edge,
Something told you to back down.
to calm down, to not be too much, little by little, the fire that once drove your instincts
Started to flicker, until one day, without noticing, you became a spectator in your own life. You stopped choosing. You started coping. With food.
with distractions,
With fake achievements.
with pleasure that numbs but never satisfies. And what's worse,
Most of what's been draining you is invisible.
chemicals in your food,
endocrine disruptors in your water, artificial light messing with your sleep, hyperconnectivity killing your focus. It's like fighting a war you never knew you were drafted into. So when she pulled away, when she stopped looking at you the same way, it wasn't because you changed. It's because the world changed you. But here's where everything flips. Because now you know. And once you know the truth, you can reclaim your power. Not by faking confidence, not by chasing quick fixes, but by cleansing the root of the problem and reigniting what was always yours, your natural, grounded, magnetic masculine energy. The one thing no system, no culture, no opinion can give you because it's already inside you, waiting. So now you see, it was never just about her losing interest. It was never just about attraction, or confidence, or status. It was about something deeper, something primal, something they didn't teach you in school, something no APP, no motivational quote, and no dating hack can restore. Because what truly pulls a woman in, what keeps her drawn, curious, and magnetized, is not your words, not your car, not your money. It's your energy, that raw, grounded, calm, powerful masculine energy. The kind that doesn't seek approval, the kind that doesn't overcompensate, the kind that leads not with noise, but with presence. And when that energy fades, she feels it before you do. That's why this goes beyond relationships. This is about you, your clarity, your discipline, your fire. You are not meant to live in survival mode. You are not meant to constantly guess what's wrong. You are not meant to be drained, distracted, or disconnected from yourself. But to come back to who you are, you need to start with what's blocking you. And that's where most men fail. They try to change the surface, hit the gym, buy the course, fake the alpha, but they never address the internal disconnection, the biochemical sabotage, the broken foundation. That's why this message exists. That's why you're still here. Because deep down, a part of you knows you're not supposed to feel this way. You're not supposed to be stuck. You're not supposed to have lost that edge. And now, you don't have to, because there's a way to reset everything, to clear what's clogging your internal systems, to fire up the forgotten circuits that make you feel like a man again. Not a version of someone else, not a trend, not a performance, but you, in full power. So if you're still watching, this isn't just another video. It's a line in the sand, a moment of truth, where you choose to stay in the cycle, or rise above it, rebuild, reclaim, and become the man she never wants to look away from again, not because you chased her, but because you became undeniable. The rest, you'll feel it in your bones.